Hello guys, and welcome to this week's Penny Podcast. I'm Neha Desaraju. I'm in 10th grade and I'm a staff writer on The Sidekick.
Hi, I'm Camila Villarreal. I'm in 10th grade and I'm a staff writer for The Sidekick as well.
Hi, I'm Andrés. I'm in 11th grade and I am the Coppell Student Media Web Producer.
So the Penny Podcast is a weekly hybrid podcast that incorporates elements of interview and conversation with rotating hosts. Our first story comes from
Laasya Achanta, who wrote an article headlined New Country, New Opportunities, Stringer Thriving at CHS9 After Moving from South Africa, under a Student Life section. And I just like to imagine for a moment moving from not even a different state in America, but South Africa of all places to Coppell. At the beginning of her story, she starts mentioning how Stringer was saying this phrase and nobody understood it because it's a thing from South Africa. And now she's just thriving. Probably have a meltdown if I had to move somewhere that far.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to handle that quite easily.
So our second story comes from
Karen Liu, who wrote an article headlined Red Jackets to Immortalize Coppell Educational History with Upcoming Timeline, under our opinion section. Isn't it awesome to see the Red Jackets tackle such a momentous task?
Yeah, they do a lot of community service, and I think this is such a unique way to give back to the community, supplying them with something that can help them celebrate Coppell's rich and diverse past.
Scott Walker, a notable singer-songwriter, composer, and record producer, passed away March 22nd. From a 60s teen pop icon to a reclusive avant-garde genre vendor, Walker's legacy will live on. The music he created will continue to push sonic boundaries. Rest in peace, Scott Walker.
On a lighter note, here is a solid Sidekick staff member.
Hello, my name is Nicolas Reyes. I'm a junior and I'm a staff writer at The Sidekick.
Hey, Nico, so welcome. You wrote a Coppell Observer piece for Coppell Student Media headlined Death by Membean. For our listeners, Coppell Observer is a humorous column about the ups and downs teenagers face. For those who haven't read your article, can you tell us what it's about?
It's a little bit of a satire, just really based on the frustrations I have with Membean. Each week I exaggerate a little bit, and really it's just an article I got to have fun with the language I got to use. I got to be dramatic and just be a little bit more free than you are in other type of news stories. So I liked that. I got to have a more humorous part, and I just got to complain for a few pages, which was nice. I'm always open to doing that.
Okay, but has Membean actually helped you learn any new words? Any words that you would actually use in your everyday life?
Maybe when I first started, when I actually thought there was something I could benefit from it. But as I realized later, the more I tried, the harder it got, which is something I complained. And what I mean harder is not so much you got harder words and you had to learn them. It's that reaching my goal for accuracy or getting a higher quiz grade got harder, which started to impact my grade. So obviously I lost a lot of motivation. I can't say there's many words that I've seen that I've learned in a long time. Most of it's pretty basic English now, and I'm trying to dumb my level down.
Yeah, definitely. I see what you mean, because one of the things that every time I have to debate whether to click I know this for a word, which obviously would mean that it wouldn't show up in any of my quizzes, I always have to be this is kind of an easy word. I think I do want this on one of my quizzes, So I definitely do see what you mean.
Yeah, I'm always thinking, would I be able to know what this word means? If I don't actually know the word. On the quiz, will I be able to tell what the word actually means? I end up clicking I know this 5 times in a row because I don't want to deal with the word, mostly. And then they give you more words as you start clicking I know this, and then it's just a bunch of words that you don't actually know. That's... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think I end up using them subconsciously.
So, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll be I've heard this word somewhere. I'm gonna use it. Sounds right here.
I think there's one or two words that I might just don't attribute to Membean. Maybe I don't give him credit for it, but I refuse to say it's many.
Yeah, I mean, tell us about Brian Getting, who is the Vice President of Engineering at Membean, replying to your story.
I mean, the people at Membean, they're nice people. I know that. I've sent them an email before kind of complaining about, like I am being punished. Please fix this. Please put me on level 1. Just in the general spirit of the company, Brian Getting represents just they're nice people. They will respond to the sarcasm or aggression that might be in my email or my stories as kind-hearted people. So I really respect them for that. I was pretty excited to see that Membean had saw it more like I'm just glad my story is being seen from somewhere further away. And his response was pretty humorous to me, so I enjoyed it. I liked that Membean took it as such a lighthearted thing, which it's what's supposed to be.
So if you want to see Brian Getting's response, go to Nico's article, scroll down, and you'll find it there.
Yes, which was definitely what we were just talking about. He said that you actually had used 5 Membean words in your article.
See, there's something ironic about this. Of those 5 words, some of them were basic English. So as someone who's grown up in the U.S., you probably know the words. But there is one word, specifically dissonance, where I do use it in the article. It is a Membean word, but I only use it in the article when describing that Membean has still not let me learn that word. Like, I have the word, I see it over and over again, and I don't ever register it. So yeah, the 5th Membean word is really just used to say that Membean isn't working. So that was the only little bit of irony there. But besides that, no, I really appreciated the comment. I thought it was entertaining.
Brian Getting aside, how have your friends, teachers, and parents reacted to the article?
I mean, I've been pretty vocal about it in my English class. My English teacher she's a really nice person. She's relaxed about it. So she does take in input from the students. I've let her know plenty of times that I just detest Membean. When I told the people in my English class, most of them were pretty interested to read it, just because, I mean, it was a little bit of a dramatic reaction to go write a few pages on how much the weekly thing is bothering you. So it's had a pretty good reaction. I think people find it humorous just because it's something we all have to endure for 30 to 60 minutes a week.
So your English teacher read the article too?
She did. I don't think she's a huge fan either, but she's a relaxed person. She's open to the humor, so I felt comfortable sharing, complaining about the vocabulary thing to her. So.
What about your past English teachers? Have they been the same way?
I think I've been, if I'm remembering the last year too, no, my last English teacher probably would have been the same. I think they were pretty relaxed about it. I don't think there's any teacher who's absolutely sold on Membean who really thinks it's something integral to education. So I feel like most teachers are pretty open to criticism about it.
So we've all done Membean at one point or another in CHS. It might just be the most relatable thing for us cowboys and cowgirls. Now, Nico is going to read us the final line from his article.
By the way, this is your weekly reminder to do your Membean.
Great.
Yeah, guys, remember, if y'all are CHS students listening to the podcast, remember to do your Membean. Thanks to our hosts, Camila and Andrés. Special thanks to our guest, Nico. Thank you all for joining us in the 9th episode of the Penny Podcast. All links to the articles talked about are provided in the description box down below. Make sure to join us next Thursday for another installment of the Penny Podcast.
Woo!
All right,
great.
Yay.